Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
ElleKosGlam at home.
All right, everybody. So lots of buzz going around about CDC the last day. So we just wanted to talk about that, set the record straight, and then talk about future cruising. Maybe reminisce a little bit about this time last year.
Let's get started.
Right after this. All right, welcome and happy Friday Eve to everybody.
Yes, I can't wait. It's almost the weekend.
All right, everybody, if you wouldn't mind, make sure I'm not stealing your thunder this time.
Huh?
But tomorrow is a very special day in our family.
Mm-hmm. It is. I'll just let Mr. Traveler finish.
Yeah, if y'all would, as I don't know if she's watching, but if she watches this tomorrow, because she always watches our channel. But tomorrow, our lovely little niece, Tiny Traveler, who's not so tiny anymore.
She's not tiny. She's 17.
She'll be 17 tomorrow. So let's wish her a great big happy birthday, and we'll be seeing her this weekend.
We will. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy birthday to my niece, Tiny Traveler. Her and her mother is down here in Florida. We will be meeting them this weekend. I'm so happy to spend some time with my family, and I was able to speak to a lot of our family members on yesterday. We planning something for our family, and we would just love to tell you about it as soon as we get it planned. So that's a surprise. That's later on.
All right, so just a quick shout out, hello to Alex. He's first on board today.
Stan. It's Queen. How you doing? Thank you so much.
Brenda, Sabrina, Riz, Ash, hello. Keyring, Aries of Gray, Raymond and Nancy, hello. Latoya,
Yeah.
John Hamilton, Brooklyn's in the house. Rosa,
Brooklyn in the house.
Chris and Sandra, Stacy, Cruise Talk. What's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody?
Fatima, Ale. Hello, everybody. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, guys. If you would do us a favor, guys, the best compliment you can do to help us out with this channel is doing those thumbs up for us right there, ladies and gentlemen. If you love these videos, love the content, we're actually going to start, I think, showing you guys some of our, we're going to start reposting some of our tours and stuff from our ship tours just to get you guys back in the mood.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you can, if you're ready to go ahead and travel, give us a call, 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com, and we'll be more than happy to talk you into starting a cruise. We getting our feet wet. It's almost time to really get back out there and cruise, but there are some things that we have to talk about before we do that. I'm sure Mr. Traveler have a lot to cover.
So, yeah, I got a few things I want to talk about today. Let's start with the CDC thing. And I was going to do this yesterday, but I was really upset, so I had to calm myself down because I don't want to come on here and, like, totally rant, although I'll probably end up doing that a little bit today, but not as bad as I would have done it yesterday. So, there's been a lot of misinformation going around about the CDC canceling cruises through November. And I'm here to tell you guys that is simply not true. If you recall back last October, the CDC finally decided not to extend the no sail order in October. And what they did put in place was the conditional sailing order, which was in effect from that date in October, which I believe was Halloween, October 31st, all the way through November 1st of 2021. So that is nothing new. That has always been there. And those are those original guidelines that we talked about way back then, with them having to present their plan for what if there's a positivity, how you going to do it, how you going to do it, when you're going to do it. You got to do test cruises. You have to do this. You have to do that. Okay, so that's what all that conditional sailing order is. Why it made the news yesterday is that most of the cruise lines have done everything that they were supposed to do, that the CDC has asked them to do up to this point. They've gotten their ships ready. They have presented their plans long ago to the CDC. And it has basically been a stalemate with the CDC. And in the meantime, as you know, other countries, other places are taking advantage, and the cruise lines are taking advantage of making those new places home port. So we have places like Nassau, we have places like Bermuda now, we have places like St. Martin. Don't be surprised, Cozumel, we've talked about Cozumel, don't be surprised if Cozumel pops up on the scene. So all these places are now becoming home ports, and the cruise lines are taking advantage of that. So the industry went to the CDC the other day and said, hey, let's move on with this. Give us our next set of, let's move on. Can we expedite this return to cruising? We're all ready to go. Can we expedite this return to cruising into July? And the CDC told them no, basically. So the CDC conditional sailing order is still in effect until November 1st. Nothing has changed, and that's where that comes in. I will put this disclaimer on it, though. I mean, by them taking this inaction towards all the actions that the cruise lines have put together, I got to be honest with you guys, it does not look good. I don't know if they don't want to work with the cruise line. I just don't know what the problem is. And you guys know that it is very frustrating, very, very, very frustrating how they're targeting this specific industry so badly and making them jump through hoops like nobody else. Every other industry in this country is open on one form or fashion or another, except for cruising.
That's true. Comment below and let us know how you feel about it. Do you feel as strongly as Mr. Traveler about this whole, I don't even know what to call it, challenge maybe? Because usually we're supposed to look at a challenge as an opportunity, but I'm not sure in this case. It seems like we should be selling by now. And
I'm going to read you a statement that just came out from Carnival. And unfortunately, we had a couple of people that had some cruises coming due. Their final pay date was actually yesterday.
Yes.
And this guidance just came out today from Carnival, they're going to move the final payment deadlines for people that have June cruises all the way until the end of April. So if you have a June cruise, you have until the end of April to pay it, which is kind of suspicious in itself. But let me read you the statement from Carnival, and I'll let you kind of read through the lines for yourself. We can talk about it a little bit. Dear Carnival Cruise Line guest, we know you are anxious to understand our plans for your sailing booked in June, and we appreciate your patience as we carefully consider the best approach given the current uncertainty related to travel to and from the United States. Based on the broad distribution of vaccines and trends toward their wide availability for all adult Americans by May, we anticipate receiving updated guidance about operating cruise ships from U.S. ports. Carnival Cruise Line has not made plans to move our ships away from U.S. home ports at this time. We do not want to make a decision to cancel our June sailings now. If, in fact, we may be given the opportunity to restart cruising from the U.S., we realize that this situation impacts your summer vacation plans and want to provide you with the maximum flexibility. So, and then they're giving you the additional payment time for the June cruises. So there's a couple things in there that I guess you can kind of read between the lines on.
You have to really read the fine print.
So is Carnival going to be the first one to sail from the U.S.?
It may be.
And if they are the first ones to sail from the U.S., are they going to require vaccines? I think so.
I've already answered this question a year ago.
Yeah, I think so. Will cruises indefinitely remain for just vaccinated folks? No. I think this is just until we get through this herd immunity and pandemics don't last indefinitely. You don't have things that we used to have years and years ago that were pandemics that are no longer around. I can't talk today. Oh, we got a beautiful super chat from Aries are great.
Aries are great. Thank you so much.
Where's
our horn?
Where's my horn at?
You gotta find it.
There we go.
Aries are great said, thank you for the updates. My Odyssey of the Seas cruise to the Greek islands was canceled for July and the ship was moved to Israel. We miss cruising so much. CDC equals cancel darn cruises. And I'm sure she wanted to use another word for darn.
Well,
I know I do.
You know, and I don't know, guys. I think all this stems from really bad press that the ships got back this time last year. Mm-hmm. Of course, remember the Princess Cruise Line.
They caught it.
And somebody was on there. But you have to remember, nobody really knew what was going on when these cruises were going, right? It was still...
It was a blur.
Yeah, it was still coming in. So we didn't have the protocols that we have in place. The ships didn't have it in place. And yes, obviously, if you've got a bunch of people in a confined space and there's no any kind of protection, anything going on, mm-hmm. Yeah, things are going to spread. Flu is going to spread. Whatever else is going to spread.
Yeah.
But how many people were on planes this time last year that infected people? How many people were in grocery stores this time last year that infected people? The cruise lines were just a target for the media, and it just aggravates me so much. And they're still holding on to that image. Everybody's got that image of that princess ship sitting out there for 2 weeks with all the people on there, and they cannot get it out of their head.
I think it's a cover your COA type thing they're trying to do. They're trying to cover themselves, and they have to cover each and every nook and cranny of returning back to cruising. I think they just trying to make sure they can nip things in the bud before we go back. I'm just trying to look on the bright side.
I hear you.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I hear you.
Just trying to look on the bright side here.
And what's really frustrating, if you didn't see that post on the Mr. Traveler Cruise Lovers that JT put up, Cruise Talk, excuse me, of the senator questioning the CDC, and it was not even, it wasn't me up there asking the questions, because that would come out a lot different than the senator, I think.
Yes, or Cruise Talk.
She was polite about it, I guess. Yes. But the CDC person just danced around the issue and basically passed the buck off to other agencies. Oh, we can't move forward because this agency isn't doing this and this agency isn't doing it. Get out of here with that. It's just absolutely bunk.
I think it's turning into a circus now where we can't even keep up with track of what. This time last year, when we were in such a different place, when the virus had just started, everything had just started, we was walking in uncharted waters.
Yes.
Now it's a year later. We should know what we're doing by now. There's people selling already. Why is not US not selling right now?
Yeah.
Comment below and let me know what you feel down below. We will not hold it against you. Go ahead and say whatever you want to say down below. You can say it, but we can't. But we can always continue this conversation over at Mr. Traveler Cruise Lovers, where we can continue talking about this. This is a very delicate, touchy situation because some people don't want to get vaccinated. Some people do feel like we should be vaccinated. Some people are ready to take these masks off. Some people are ready to burn the mask.
Some people can't get vaccinated.
Some people can't get vaccinated, and some people are elderly and they have to have it because they have pre-existing. What a mess. Comment below and let us know, how do you feel?
Yeah, and they're totally not considering in their count of the U.S. people that have been vaccinated and the herd immunity numbers. They're not counting the people who have already contracted COVID and have the antibodies.
Exactly.
So that's something that I researched this morning and heard. But anyway, it is what it is. Here we are. I have a feeling. First of all, you couldn't have told me a year ago today that we wouldn't be cruising, and second of all, you couldn't have told me that these vaccines are going to be required to be cruising. But I think that that's going to be a reality for the near future, and I would imagine probably through at least this November 1st time frame, you can expect to, if the cruises do go from the U.S. To have that vaccine, and for those that are going to try to do the other cruises from the other ports, definitely it will. The vaccines are going to be there to stay for a while, and just know, and if we can help you out, guys, if anybody's really jonesing for a cruise and you've had your vaccinations, we can definitely help you get onto these cruises. But time is of the essence on it because they're going to fill up because of the limited availability. It's only one ship right at each one, so they will fill up. And a lot of travel agents are jumping on them. So
Alice said, new subscriber here. I used to follow a few channels but had to unsubscribe. You both are real and feel the same about cruising as me. I'm really enjoying your channel. Thank you so much, Alice. Alice, we don't know nothing else but to be honest.
Welcome, Alice. We've been here
First
for
of all,
a long
welcome.
time.
We've been here for years. I don't even know how many years we've been here. We've been on over 50 cruises, and I'm sure since you found our channel, you must be a cruise veteran. Usually people have to find us to know who we are, because we don't really do a lot of promoting. We just really focus on who watches our channel and who support us. We don't really do a lot of marketing. We probably should. We probably be we'll probably have 1 million subscribers if we did, but we are very real people. We are just two people from Detroit who decided to follow our dream and move to Florida, and now we're here and we want to cruise more, but unfortunately we can't right now because we stopped cruising. So thank you so much, Alice.
Karen Weidman Bell, thank you for that super chat. Did it work this time?
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank you, Karen.
And her makeup is
She
slaying.
said, I just can't wait to get back on the
Me
ocean.
too.
I was so against the vaccine, but I'll do it. It's needed to cruise. You are awesome like always. Thank you so much, Karen. We
Thank you,
appreciate that.
Karen.
And thank you for the
We
support.
appreciate you. Thank you so much. Each and every red copper goes towards our vision. Thank you so much. Cruise Talk is actually commenting down below too as well.
Nurse Nancy, we haven't seen her in a while.
Nurse Nancy, hey.
We haven't seen you in a while. Welcome
Oh,
back.
It's time to travel. So if you can't cruise, just go to a resort. That's what we figure we'll do.
So, yeah, I again expect to do the vaccines. And guys, if you're going to do these other cruises, go from St. Martin or from Nassau or from Bermuda or Cozumel when that pops up eventually, you are going to have to follow the guidelines for those particular places too, which in many cases requires COVID testing before you go. It requires you to register with that country's website. It requires you to, in some cases, have an insurance policy. In some cases, requires you to pay a little bit extra tax on things. So there's some other hoops that you have to jump through. And then, of course, coming back to the U.S., of course, you have to have that same COVID test coming back, which is something that the cruise lines are going to do on board the ship. I don't think they have completely finalized that yet, but that's going to be something that they're going to do.
Yep.
So
Amy Rogers said, I feel the cruise lines will require vaccinations until the CDC steps out, and then they will open up the rest of their loyal customers. I agree with Amy. Amy, me and Mr. Traveler have two different opinions about the vaccine. He doesn't want to take the vaccine, and I'm leaning towards it. But I have allergies, so I'm trying to figure out which one I want to take. If I take it, I still need to do a little bit more research, but Mr. Traveler refused to take it. So we have two different opinions, and we don't mind voicing our opinions on here. This is our platform, and we're going to tell you what's up. We're going to tell you how we feel, and we're going to be honest. Thank you so much. And also, I wanted to add, if anybody is interested in getting the vaccine, you can go to your local Walmart, CVS, or Rite Aid. They have an overflow of vaccines that are left at night. You can go there and go up to the pharmacy and ask them if they have any extra vaccines left if you're really, really interested in getting the vaccine. And there's also in Florida some colleges that's giving them out too as well. So you want to just do your research and look it up and see.
Yeah, check with your local.
Check with your local CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid. They have an overflow left because they have to throw them away at night. So if you're interested in getting the vaccine, you can check on those stores and they'll go ahead and give it to you if they have it at the pharmacies.
And you know, before we leave, I wanted to kind of reflect on this time last year. Since we started cruising, this is the longest we've ever been without a cruise.
It has been.
Last week, this time last year, we were coming off of the MSC Meravilia, fussing about how they got over on us on the dinner package. But what a beautiful time that we had at their MSC private island. That was a really great time there.
Yes.
Really enjoyed it. The ship was beautiful, no doubt about that. But I just recall, you know, I know we were looking at the news when we were on board the ship and seeing what was going on. Then we found out 5 days into our cruise that somebody had tested positive for COVID on the previous cruise on our ship from Canada. And so all the crew members that were exposed to that person had been walking around our ship for 5 days.
The entire day. I mean, the entire cruise.
Yeah,
We didn't even
for
know it.
5 times. So we were feeling a little ill when we came off the cruise. So the first thing we did was go get a COVID test. And oh, by the way, as a side note, we got a bill in the mail 2 days ago. Can you believe this? I got a bill in the mail for $200 for me, $200 for Mrs. Traveler.
This is rant time for Mr. Traveler, so I'm going to let him go ahead.
from the doctor's office, and it was for that COVID test.
They
and
weren't supposed to bill
we
us
were
for
so before the times on everything that the COVID test, they didn't know how to bill it, so they just charged us full price. So now we're fighting it with the insurance company, which they said they'll take care of it, but that means we just got it. Isn't that crazy?
So everybody who went and got the test for COVID last year when it first came out, you may want to check your insurance statements, because they may be billing you for it, and they probably shouldn't, because they just threw it out there because they didn't have a code for it. So we're trying to help you.
And I recall coming back home, and of course the toilet paper shortages and everything, and food shortages. Couldn't get hand sanitizer. You couldn't get rubbing alcohol. You couldn't get hydrogen peroxide, anything like that.
Right.
So we were scrounging around to find them. We found some at 7-Eleven and paid like $10 for it, something ridiculous.
Sure did. Hand sanitizer, that was hard to find last year.
But I think the craziest thing out of all this for me was last year. Was when I was driving in the morning here. We live smack right by Disney. We're in Tourist Central right here. And I mean, it's always traffic, always busy, always coming and going. When we go out for our day nights to Disney Springs and stuff like that, one of the things, I might fuss about the driving every now and then, but I love seeing people down here enjoying themselves and the smiles on their face, because, they're down here with Mickey Mouse and they're on vacation, and I love being around that.
Me too.
But I recall this time last year when I drove out onto 192, which is the main drag in front of Disney World, and I-4. I was literally the only car out there with everything shut down in a place that's 24/7. It was real. First of all, it was scary. It was scary. It was eerie. It felt like a scary movie.
Yeah.
To actually see Disney World. I got something in my eye. That's why I keep. Excuse me. To keep seeing Disney World closed down and dark, and the hotels and the restaurants and everything.
Yes.
And nobody flying in, and it was just really, really. I'm not crying, guys. I got literally something in my eye. It was just so crazy, guys, to experience that, and it was an eerie feeling. And we felt so alone, and then someone so helpless.
My first experience was the first time that I realized things got real was when I went to Publix Market, and we all, for the first time, had on masks, and I looked at the elderly people in line, and I usually talk to everybody down here.
They were so scared.
When we in Florida, we talk to everybody because we real friendly down here. So the first time that I went to the market, the elderly people had on gloves. They had on 2 masks, they had hats and sunglasses on, and you could just see a really scared look in their face. Like, you can look at somebody and tell they're a little bit nervous, and that was scary for them. This thing has wiped out some people, took some people out of here, but thank God we still here, we breathing, we here, you looking at our videos, we back, we getting back to normal here, we survived. And it's been a year since we've been through all this, where, as just like Mr. Traveler was saying, when we go outside, no hustle and bustle. It was quiet as crickets out there, and that is very strange around here. So we got to just kind of count our blessings and say, wow, we made it. We here. We can look at our family members, everybody who made it, love on them, hug on them, call them and check on them, see how they doing. We just glad to be here. Yeah, that was a really scary time last year. What a difference this year makes.
Time out for Karen Whiteman Bell for that super chat again.
Thank you so much, Karen.
We appreciate you, Karen. And Karen says, for anyone looking to take the vaccine in Detroit, which we have plenty of Detroiters on here.
Oh, yes.
Ford Field has been taking walk-ins, no age required.
That's great.
So that's great information. Thank you for sharing that, Karen.
If anybody got any other tips, just put them down below. Let's keep this status going. Even after we wrap up this video, we want you to keep on talking or come back to the chat and look at the tips that everybody giving in the chat.
Our buddy CJ Kyle, what's up, my friend?
friend?
Thank you, my friend, for that super chat. One time for the cruising couple from Detroit. What up, though?
One time, holding it down, CJ Kyle's in Detroit.
Do you think they're gonna cruise in the wintertime? I think Carnival should debut the Mardi Gras from the Bahamas. Yeah, I think. I definitely think that we will be cruising by the wintertime. Like I said, that sail order is through November. I have to think about that wording that Carnival put together on the email that I just read to you guys a few minutes ago. For them to not be moving any of their ships when all the other cruise lines are, and the wording in there, you know, I'm kind of reading in between the lines. And like I told you guys before, these cruise lines have lobbyists. They have their ear to the railroad tracks so they can hear what's going on. I have a feeling, but I've been wrong for a year. But I mean, for them to make that move and not join everybody else into the doing the foreign ports, I think it speaks volumes, especially for they are the largest cruise line. So I like that Mardi Gras to Bahamas. That's definitely interesting. But
I hope they go for it.
Don't be surprised if you see the Mardi Gras coming out from Port Canaveral, but required with COVID vaccines.
Yes, and don't be surprised if you see a lot of cruise lines coming out with you need a vaccine to go. So that I'm almost sure me and Mr. Traveler was sitting at dinner and we were talking. We were trying to predict what's going to happen, and my prediction is we would probably need the vaccine another year out before you can travel without the vaccine. This is for the people who really don't want to do the vaccine. They have problems with their allergies. They don't trust it. This, that, and other. It'll probably be another year before you can travel. But everybody that has the vaccine, I'm almost sure. I'm 99% sure you will be cruising by the winter.
Yeah, well, I mean, from the U.S. You mean from the U.S.?
From the U.S.
Yeah.
And John Hamilton said, and the gas prices was really low back then.
Nobody was driving. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the gas supply was so high, and
Tina C reminded us that we have a video on it, that we did a vlog on Disney.
Oh, right.
Disney,
We sure did.
What it's like to drive through Disney during the pandemic.
I forgot we did that.
I can link it right here. So when you come back, you'll see the video.
Did we had the police kicking us out of there on that video?
Yeah, we had the police kicking us out. We and Nosy driving around Disney, and the police was like, nobody's allowed in here. He was very nice about it, though. We love you, too. 38 Terry Bird, we love you, and we appreciate everybody who stopped there Thursday to come on to hear about what's going on. Make sure you say hi to Cruise Talk down below. He works hard. That's my brother from another mother. He is down below commenting, and this is just such a hot topic that we probably have to revisit this one.
Mm-hmm. I haven't forgotten showing Miss Traveler riding the bull. I will do that sometime soon. I forgot to upload the video on here so I could share it, but I will share that as a bonus footage one of these lives.
We was having fun with my family, so it's a YouTube Miss Traveler, and then there's a family Miss Traveler. I have two different people. I'll just let my hair down with my family, and I like to have fun. So I rode the bull. I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that does it for today. We want to thank you so much for joining. Like Miss Traveler said, continue the conversation down below.
Or on Mr. Traveler Cruise Lovers, where we can go ahead and accept you over there. Hopefully we have the Hawaii cruise coming up. We also have a surprise for my birthday from Mr. Traveler coming up very soon. We have some traveling to do really soon. And thank you so much for watching my video on our fireplace makeover. It'll be linked right here, and I appreciate everybody who watched that video because we're doing a lot of
She worked me so hard.
Yeah, we since we were locked down, why not? You know, why not do home improvements? And you can't really go nowhere. You might as well work on the house, right? Yep,
absolutely.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for watching. again, happy birthday to our niece,
Happy
Tiny
birthday
Traveler.
to Tiny Traveler. She's having fun right now in Miami.
All right, guys. Well, I don't know if we find something interesting or something through the weekend, or maybe if we're by a port or something, we'll jump on a live. We are going to be in Miami. If we can get to the Miami port, maybe we'll do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll show you guys the Miami port and just let you guys reminisce a little bit.
We have a boat show to go to too.
Oh yeah, we're going to the boat show. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and blog that and share with each and every one of you with that too as well. If you're interested in buying a boat, make sure you watch the vlogs that's coming up this weekend because we will be at the boat shows down there.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
Life's short.
Have fun.
See the world.
Adios.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.